And that should be it. No, I'm not streaming. There we go. Now we're streaming.
Frametrap Fridays, episode 3. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. How you guys doing?
Yeah, and of course Mason wanted to have some fancy titles for it. So, or the first inaugural funny title for Frametrap Fridays. Would you like to introduce it?
Yes, you reminded me about it, and I came up with it in about 3 seconds. It is Quit-tastrophe.
Oh yeah, that's actually pretty good description of Street Fighter V online right now.
Well, it really sets the basis for the topics we're going to be hitting this week too. So,
Yeah, locally, I guess we can kind of talk about the local scene real quick. We had our first launch tournament on Saturday. That was pretty sweet.
oh my God,
There was 109 entrants, I think, which is by far the largest we've ever had. We had a pool system in place for that.
we got complaints about the noise from the people who were hosting the venue for us. It was great.
Yeah, that was insane. The 106 person event. It's cool seeing people that I've never played before. Playing against them. It's pretty sweet playing like anime players playing against Skullgirls, Guilty Gear. I guess that's all it is besides anime. Is anime, but
Well, I'm going to pretend that Ohana Man won and that St. Louis didn't win and that you got second. So
yeah.
there you go.
Good.
Complete KC victory.
Shouts to Ohana Man, by the way. That guy's godlike.
Yeah, definitely is. Definitely is.
Man, he wrecked my soul in that.
Never
set.
gonna watch this podcast and hear that, but he's definitely good.
Yeah, he wrecked my soul in that with that Nikali. He really did.
I bet you could. I bet you could beat him now. The gimmicks, the gimmickness is over. Real life gameplay.
Speaking of gimmicks, dude, I gotta keep going with these like obviously terrible segues because it's super funny.
You're
But
right. I like it.
speaking of rage quitting, that you say that Mason, rage quitting is rampant in Street Fighter Five. How would you like to talk about that?
Well, you linked the Kotaku article about rage quitting, and obviously, if you've been on the internet at all recently in any Street Fighter sphere of influence, you've just heard people talking about how they're just having people rage quit at KO, like not even before the animation, like they get all the way to where they lose and then rage quit. And then obviously right now you don't lose any points, you keep your streak, the other person does not gain their win. It's really, really a big problem for people who are looking to move up in the leaderboards, because it's a point of pride for some people, obviously, to move up there. Like I think Arturo just got 8,000 LP
Yeah.
yesterday, which is the highest that anybody has right now. But yeah, as far as I'm aware, it's rampant more in the lower tiers. Bronze, rookie to super bronze rather. But I've heard lots of reports from people up as high as gold still having issues with it. So
No.
I've heard reports like I'm some news guy. I've read online people who talked about rage quits.
Man, no, like I just started seeing how a system in place for online fighting games does not recognize the fact that rage quitting was a problem in Street Fighter 4. I mean, it wasn't, even though you still got your points taken away and stuff, people still rage quit in Street Fighter 4. I mean, I was started seeing how you wouldn't be like, that's a very common thing in any game, especially since you could do it at the KO and still not lose your points, and even crazier, not lose your streak. Like that's what's insane. How do you?
Well,
I mean, how do you not lose your streak? That's pretty insane.
not that I condone it, but like right now, there's no reason not to do it. Yeah.
You don't even lose your streak. Like you literally could go on a 35 game win streak because you rage quit against 18 people.
Well, one common example is tool assisted. There's a macro playing bot that's been playing online, and if they lose, they go straight to the disconnect. So they have like a 1,200 win streak or something stupid like that, and then because they just never ever actually lose.
Hey,
But I do know that Yoshitori Ono did tweet. He did say that he was aware of the issues and he's going to have a patch in the next couple days to just hold tight for it. I haven't heard anything back from about that yet, but
yeah. I mean, he said he was sad that he had to disappoint us though with all this rage quitting. That he's going to work on it as soon as he can, and I mean his team, of course. I mean, but that's a huge oversight. Again, we're talking about how this game was kind of incomplete, and it seemed like yet another huge oversight by the design team.
man, I sure do love shitting on my favorite game.
Yeah,
It seems like all we ever do is talk bad about poor Street Fighter 5.
yeah. Again, everything that oh Jesus Christ, I can't remember his name right now. Combo Fiend. There you go. Everything that Combo Fiend did not do for this game, nobody likes.
I wonder how much of an influence Combo Feed actually had, though.
Yeah.
Like, obviously he had some pull because there are some things he said would get in and then did. But I'm sure he had to like report to 5 or 6 other people.
No, yeah, oh
It's,
yeah,
it's like a game of telephone, And so he's like, we need a rage quit system.
yeah.
And by the time it gets to Yoshi, he's like, we need 15 what? Why do we talk? What? Penguins? We don't need any penguins in the
No big
game.
one.
It's just, just complete utter
Yeah,
nightmare. But
I know. I definitely see Noshiro. I don't know. Again, kind of like a figurehead. Again, you always had those people at these companies that are just. I think one of my favorite ones is like on Blizzard games, like Dustin Browder. He always just gets all the brunt of everything, like in StarCraft. Like everyone's like, "Oh, Dustin, what happened in this StarCraft thing? Hey, Dustin, what happened in this StarCraft?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm just community manager, dude. Like, I'll help you out, but my entire job is just to hear your complaints. It's not like I just go home and make this game in my spare time or anything." So I think
I,
Combo Fiend kind of got put in the same place.
well, it's understandable because before the game came out, he made it very clear rather that he wanted to be kind of the FGC figurehead for the game. So
Yeah, the liaison, if we must.
so my turn for a segue. Despite all of this negative stuff, 3,000 entrants at Evo already, and registrations opened up last week,
Yeah, at Thursday, right?
Thursday of last week at 7 p.m.
Man, not to mention rooms are crazy booked. I mean, there's no rooms at all practically for those who want to book, and there's 3,000 people entered. Man, that's pretty insane. That I mean, I think what was it? Street Fighter 4. I think it was 2,200 people, right?
It felt packed. I don't know what it was, but it felt like there was a million bodies in that room.
Let's see, Street Fighter 4.
While you're looking that up, I'm going to tie back into something we talked about last week, that DS4 issue.
Yeah,
I thought that when you said 3K, you were being like egregious, like there's not going to be that many people, whatever. But now I'm terrified because we have a pad player, Jeremy King. He's an MKX player. Shout outs to him. But it's just there's pad players here in our community, and they make up a pretty large chunk, even though it's a small sample size. So just scaling that up to the 3K,
yeah.
it's gonna be a nightmare.
And also, not to mention the legacy fight sticks. I mean, I'm not sure if they're allowed or not, but I imagine you can't really keep a hold on it anyway. So if people went up there with their PS3 fight stick and a controller, I don't think you really can do anything to stop them. I mean, you could say it's banned, but I mean the chance of every TO at every station knowing that X and Y is banned is pretty insane. And again, we had 2,227 entrants was the final.
Oh my gosh.
Was Ultra Street Fighter 4. So we're talking at least about 700 to 800 more than last year. So
That's crazy. That's crazy. Well, and again, just talking about the small scale scaled up to Evo, we had so many sync and disconnect issues at our tournament last night.
we had
with like
two
20
pad.
people.
Yeah, we had 3 pad players, or 2 of them were wireless. So and both of them had some pretty significant syncing issues because again, you would think, oh yeah, I just press and hold the PS4 button or the PS button. I go to turn off device and I'm fine. Well, the thing is, as soon as you turn, and also desync station is also something that people think that's good. Like, oh, go to the station, plug in your controller, and then it'll sync to this console and not be synced to the other one. No, it's still synced to both of them. Don't worry about it. So no matter what, you're getting kind of screwed here. So the only way to do it is by going to settings in the main menu of the console, going to devices, and then deleting it out of the Bluetooth cache completely. So next time you sync up to that console, you have to plug it in again as if it's never seen that console in its life.
And there's no way that all these people who are just coming out for Evo, like, I love Street Fighter 5, I'm around Vegas, let's do it. They're not going to know all that. There's no way.
Yeah, no way. And again, TOs, we talked about last time, where, again, you're just some guy that's, wearing an Evo t-shirt, having some fun, trying to support his game. And, he uses, what do you use, bro? I use a TE2. Well, that's fine, but he probably doesn't know how to, desync DS4s because he's never had to do it in his life.
Yeah, but there's no having fun as an Evo judge, I don't think. Especially not this year.
No matter who you are, you'll always get screwed somehow. Like last year, the good thing is on Xbox 360 because always I know they'd run into some pretty significant issues with the Lab Zero driver. Because again, it wasn't implemented right at all. Again, it seems like in comparison to Skullgirls, that is. Anyway,
on the bright side, at least it's all mostly hardware stuff. It's not anything like the audio glitch from Street Fighter 4 where you have no control over it. At least there is some sense of management there that you could theoretically have everything go perfect.
But speaking on the positive side here, man, 3,000 entrants to the game I play. That's pretty nuts.
Like I was telling you beforehand, there's going to be a lot of people to beat for me to win. That's a lot of names.
I don't know if Street Fighter 5 though will have the same I'd say what we're looking for trend as Street Fighter 4 because Street Fighter 4 actually had less entrants towards the beginning of it and started to get more towards the end. So I don't know if that's going to be the case again. I wonder if they're actually going to increase entrants over the years or if entrants will actually go down.
If you're over the years, I have no idea, but at least for this year, there's going to be two big spikes probably. March patch with Alex, and then whatever character gets released right before
Mhm.
Evo. And just people like, oh, this is my favorite character, and then they just jump on the bandwagon and decide they like them enough to go.
Yeah, man. Alex, and then whoever is being released after that. Yeah, Alex, I think is going to be pretty popular. Again, third strike character, so people that played right before, Street Fighter 4 will be, pretty versed with him. I mean, actually have a ton of Alex players in Kansas City, surprisingly.
Do we really?
Yeah,
I don't follow the third strike scene
Chad
at all.
and Ben and a couple other guys all played
Shoutouts to local people.
to play the big old guy. I never really liked Alex, but I never really liked Third Strike to be fair.
I never really liked grapplers until this game.
Yeah,
That was
grappler.
an awkward silence. Let's never do that again.
I know. I was just thinking about grapplers, man. Like, all the grapplers in this game are like Abel. They're not like T-Hawk, like where it's just like I'm going to SBD you to death.
Well, the thing is, I think with the way the game plays, they have to be almost like you can't have just a straight grappler character in this game. Like Zangief kind of is, I suppose. I mean, I guess he all is, but even then, he's got a lot of armor stuff and long range pokes and things like that,
Mm-hmm.
which I guess are core to a grappler. I don't know. I just feel like you have to have other tools in this game to deal with the rampant, constant aggression by everybody else, especially zoners. Like you can do a lot of pressure from three-fourths full screen, and it's outrageous.
Yeah, and I remember Bonchan. I read Bonchan's article about Street Fighter Five in comparison to Street Fighter Four, and he said that in Street Fighter Four you needed to have a more defensive playstyle. Like your default option in Street Fighter Four is to be defensive, but he said that in this game you need to be actually on the aggression, for most of your game. So that's something to keep in mind that grapplers. They always have the mindset you have to be defensive for three-quarters of the game, and then the one quarter of the game you can actually go in, you can get your damage in. But in the game that where everybody's going in 24/7, it's gonna be harder to get your damage in whenever everybody's just gonna be killing you the entire round instead of only portions of it.
Uh, my good friend Cody Tobin, he said it best when he says that the whole game kind of feels like a scramble situation in 4.
Yeah,
Because he's right. I mean, a lot of times in 4, wake up block was your best option, and now meaties are definitely the way to go.
and especially with so many different options to get out of pressure. Like you have V reversal. If your character does have an invincible reversal, that is also a pretty viable option. Also, a lot of V triggers can be used in conjunction with like DPs and stuff. So there still is like an FEDC like mechanic, like with where you can like wake up DP, V trigger out, and then you're out of pressure. But there are quite a few different ways for you actually to escape pressure in this game.
Surprisingly so. It's almost like they had a design team that kind of knew how the game was going to get played. But I think, honestly, the 16 base characters they have are wonderful. I enjoy all of them. And it's going to be interesting to see how the DLC characters fit in, or if they're going to try and stray away from the current meta and change the game up a little bit.
Like seeing like a true zoner like Sagat, or seeing a true grappler like T-Hawk or something like that.
Or like a true mix-up character like Urien, even.
Yeah, like seeing like a Ibuki style player.
God, that's going to be awful. I don't even want to
It'd be
think
so
about
weird
her.
though without like the hard knockdowns, because like if you throw somebody in this game, there's no setups. Like they just get up and you're like, well, okay, you can't like jump over them or anything. So Vortex is gonna be a little bit different.
I imagine it's going to be like a lot of... In Street Fighter 4, Ibuki's crouching heavy kick, for those of you who don't know, was a target combo. She would do a sweep and then a kick that would kind of do an air reset on you and you'd be right in front of you. And I imagine there's going to be a lot of stuff like that with her. At least that's how I would create
Yeah,
the character if I was
that's
gonna do
true.
that.
Yeah, like the more kind of reset heavy.
And then she had the command grab, the Rada, as well. And so I imagine it's going to be a lot of mixing up between, is she going to do a target combo or something, or the command grab, or what is she going to do?
Yeah, because it was a hit in Street Fighter 4, but I could definitely see them making it into a throw if it needed to.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's true. And speaking of the, so we were talking about the 3,000 interns. Of course, you need to actually put those people in hotel rooms. And actually, I think it was this morning, if I'm not mistaken.
It was.
It was this morning? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, Evil Mr. Wizard, he actually tweeted out that there are now rooms available at Mandalay Bay and Luxor. Luxor?
Luxor. Yes.
Luxor.
Yeah, it was noon our time today. So
Man, that's he hasn't said how many rooms are available. So I mean, if it was like the original wave, we had 2,800 rooms, I believe. Again, the thing is, it's crazy to me. They had 2,800 rooms taken, and they only now reach 3,000 entrants. Like that's quite like the entrant to room ratio is still a little bit off right now, because usually a lot of people go to Evo at 4 people to a room, or at least 2 people to a room.
That's definitely the way that I've seen things happen here, but you have to understand also that there's probably people who are playing other games as well. We have to remember that Street Fighter V is not the only Evo game.
Nope.
Like Smash is completely enormous now. So I imagine there you got Guilty Gear, also a very, very large game,
Is
especially
Revelator coming out before
March.
Evo?
Comes out
Okay,
next month.
so
I don't know the exact day, but it comes out next month
so that's
sometime.
going to get up the amount of Guilty Gear players.
Definitely. So I imagine a lot of people were just kind of anticipating stuff like that and just picking it up. But important thing to note about the new rooms also is they don't get the Evo discount.
Hmm.
You have it here. It's $84 a night plus fees for the Luxor and $170 a night plus fees for Mandalay Bay, which are pretty just much standard fare for those hotels, especially in the rooms they're putting you in for there. So,
And that's again, those are also available the entire week. And the thing is, I wonder if they're going to offer transportation because Mandalay Bay and Luxor are significantly farther away than the Westgate was from the venue.
it wouldn't surprise me at all if they had a shuttle or something, or even made a deal with like an Uber. You know, like have a few dedicated drivers for the event. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean that's quite a few. That's quite a long way away, considering the fact that you have to pay pretty standard rates for these hotels.
Uh, but also, I think because the Mandalay Bay Arena is where the finals are going to be on Sunday, so I think that having a spot there is actually going to be more useful than having a spot at the Luxor, just because you can sleep and get straight to the arena by 7 a.m. rather if you have the general admission tickets. You don't have to camp out or anything like that.
Yeah, man, that's gonna be crazy. Think about. I wonder how that line's gonna end up. The general mission line,
Oh man.
because I don't want to wake up at 7 a.m., dude. But
Oh no, we will have to be there 7 p.m. and stay there till 7 a.m. We'll
oh
sleep during Smash and we'll wake up for Street Fighter 5. That's the plan.
wow, kill me now, dude. I'm just gonna stay home, watch it on a nice stream.
Yeah, I mean there is always the satellite room available as well. I always forget about that because if I'm going to Evo, then you want to see it in person, you know.
Mm-hmm. And seeing it in person, that was pretty cool. No commentary, of course, which kind of sucks. But man,
Make your own with your friends.
it is crazy how much fun that is. Watching a live match with all that hype. Although, again, I hope they don't try to kill me this year by blasting the speakers they were last year.
Yeah, for those of
Jesus
you that don't
Christ.
know, last year the bass was a little loud on the speakers, and there was a little bit too much high-end stuff. And so you would get
little bit.
you would get anime games with a lot of screaming and a lot of sound effects that were a little grating, and you would hear them 100,000 times in this overly loud, screechy kind of tone. It was great.
Yeah, and dude, like me and Metal Music Man, we were tweeting constantly at evil Mr. Wizard, like, "Hey, dude, can you not kill us? Hey, Mr. Wizard, it's a little loud. Hey, Mr. Wizard, dude, I'm still dead over here." And then nothing ever happened, of course.
I'm still dead. Oh, you weren't kicked out of Evo. I'm surprised.
Yeah, dude, that's just sitting there in the chair, just dead.
Speaking of tournament experience, I've heard it pronounced Kane Winter
It's
Clash.
obviously Canis.
It's French. I'm not French.
No, I don't know.
Anyway, it starts today, and it's the first Capcom Pro Tour tournament for Street Fighter V.
And what's cool because they live in Europe, you can actually just go to the next country over, no big deal. But yeah, they have I'm Still the Daddy, Valmaster, Venom. They have quite a few of the big names out there, and already have. And again, we talked about earlier how they launched the game as early as they did to get these Capcom Pro Tour events rolling, and that's definitely again going to be pretty true as we saw the game released on the 16th, and now the 26th, 27th, 28th they're already running Pro Tour events. So you're already seeing a week and a half into the game these Pro Tour events. So they definitely did take advantage of the early release date.
Surprisingly, I see Gutex on there. One of the only only one of the only players without a sponsor on the list of notable players, which means, he probably had to pay out of pocket to get over there because a lot of the sponsors, they pay for people to go to tournaments. So that's just interesting to me that of all players to see there without sponsors, it's him.
Yeah, and of course Gutex, didn't take the game so seriously towards the end of the career, which is understandable. But it just seems like he's trying to hop on the game and try to get as much as he can in before everybody else can. Getting that early jump start here. Again, a week and a half in the game, already trying to play against these top players.
Yep, and so today, Friday, the 26th of February, if you're watching this later, Street Fighter 3 tournament is today. Saturday is Street Fighter 4 and Guilty Gear, and then Sunday is Street Fighter 5, the whole tournament condensed, which is pretty cool.
Shouts to actually carrying Ultra, unlike Evo.
Yeah, that does kind of support a trend that I expected to see, at least for the first few months, is have Ultra along with Street Fighter V, so the people who are kind of transitioning can still get their fix of feeling good and go into Street Fighter V confident. Because confidence is a big issue with the
Hmm.
mindset and everything, and so them putting it not only with Street Fighter V,
But
but
before
before
it,
Street Fighter
hmm,
V, the whole tournament, the whole day, it really could help out some players' mentalities, I think.
yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people either. You have some people that get really good when these transfer games, like they went from Street Fighter 4 being okay to being Street Fighter 5 being really good, or they just went on Street Fighter 4 and just kind of stuck at Street Fighter 5. So either way, I mean, it could really help you out. I mean, no matter what, you get to play Street Fighter 4 still, which I just don't understand why Evo did not carry it this year. But I mean, with maybe the amount of entrants they have for Street Fighter 5, I can start to understand it now because man, 3,000 entrants is nuts.
I would imagine that Mr. Wizard had very, very little to do with it, and that it was simply a push from Capcom. Just, hey, we're not supporting this game anymore. Push this new game. You get to sell sticks. You get to do all this stuff. You're gonna have billions of entrants. Just do it this way.
Just do it, man.
I mean, but the thing is, large companies like that, like Capcom, they do have that kind of pull.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
definitely
obviously,
do.
Pocket Tournament is in Evo.
Yeah.
Not something everybody expected
Oh
to
yeah,
see.
Pocket, right? It's what everybody else. It's what everybody's playing, right? Right, guys, right? Oh,
Maybe
nobody
it's
is.
big in
Okay.
Korea, dude. I don't know.
I just feel like I feel like it's push from the makers of that game just to try to get it up there because man, I just nobody plays that game, dude. I mean, I know it's not out yet,
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, has it released? Because I don't even know that it's out.
but man, nobody. I haven't heard a single person been like, man, you know what? Screw Street Fighter 5. I'm in there for that Pokken, dude. I'm playing some Pokken.
See, but it's also a different style of game. It's a 3D fighter, kind
Hmm.
of like an arena fighter almost. But I don't think there's a lot of overlap between people who are super hyped for Street Fighter 5 and people who are hyped for another 3D fighter.
Hmm. That's true. I mean, I know you're a little bit more big on the Soul Calibur crowd than I am. Are they excited for Pokken?
Please don't ever speak the name of this. I don't know. I think that ultimately Pokken, or this is Pokken cast now. Ultimately, Pokken is going to suffer from one thing alone, and that it's Pokemon is kind of a kiddier game. It could be the best game mechanically, and everything else could be perfect. The launch could go great. Online is fantastic. But there's going to always be those people that are like, I'm not going to play a Pokemon game. Like, it's bad enough that I play games professionally. I'm not going to play a Pokemon one on the Wii U.
Yeah, the thing is, it's also only released on the Wii U, so the install base is super tiny.
And I don't remember what it was. I'd have to look it up. But there's something to do, like you have to bring your own controller, and it has to be the big old tablet one. You can't use a Pro controller, even though they're supported
Yeah,
on the Wii U and the game. Evo is only using the tablet controllers.
yeah, because I think Player One, you cannot use the Pro controller.
That's what it was. Yeah, you can't use the Pro controller on the first player side, but on the second one, you can. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's just outrageous.
Oh yeah, no, we're trying to make a competitive fighting game. Yeah, dude, that sounds like a good idea. You know what? It'd be a really good idea. What do you say, John? I think we should make sure that you shouldn't use the correct controller for this game. Oh, that sounds like a great idea. It's like in Street Fighter 4 if you weren't allowed to use a fight stick if you were player one.
You
It's
had to
like,
use pad.
oh, I'm sorry, dude. Are you on play? Dude, switch the pad, bro. Like, can't use that fight stick. That's some illegal contraband out here. Like,
And I just changed my mind, Chris. I'm tired of being so negative. I think I've seen some gameplay of Pokken, and Chris Cunningham accurately said this the other day. He said that it comes down to a lot of tanking, and it's more of a defensive playstyle kind of third. Oh my God, it's more of a defensive playstyle
mhm.
3D fighter. There we go. My brain broke for a second. Whereas in most games like Tekken, you have Korean wave dashing and things like that that are completely about just aggression and how you do things. And so it'll be interesting to see kind of a different route, so to speak, in the 3D fighter realm. And you've mentioned Soul Calibur, the game that I played before I played Street Fighter, and it's also more defensive. But Pokken is just a different beast. I think it's going to be weird, but I think also that people are going to like it and they're going to hop onto it.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. Think about Pokken at Evo still. I'm still just baffled. It's like,
No, you want to be baffled about anything, it should be Melee. That game is like older than most people that play it.
yeah,
Like,
you're
I don't
right.
know what to tell you, dude. Like that's crazier to me.
Yeah, and especially since melee copies go for like $100.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
I have like three.
Yeah, dude,
What?
they go for $100
That's
bucks.
about to make some money.
Yeah, I mean, especially when the game is like 15 years old, and only coming out on GameCube. It's going to be pretty expensive. I just can imagine playing it.
We're speaking way out of our realm here.
Yeah, I can imagine playing a 15-year-old game though. That's nuts.
I don't know. I mean, like, when did Street Fighter Third Strike come out? It's getting there.
99, I think.
99? Yeah, so it's getting there. People still play that.
But I played the Xbox 360 version, therefore it's only like 4 years old.
I guess, I mean, that is a good point. There have been no re-releases or anything on that.
That's true. Anyway, we have the last topic, I think, of the day. Besides, actually, no, we have two more. Never mind.
I was going to say you skipped one.
We skipped one because of, actual sequencing of how people speak. But we'll have 100,000 copies of Street Fighter V on PC sold, which is not a whole lot, to be fair. 100,000 copies is like 5 times less than, I think it's XCOM 2. And then I think 3 times less than Rise of the Tomb Raider. It's one of the two. I'm pretty sure 5 times less than Rise of the Tomb Raider, and then 3 times less than XCOM 2.
Oh, on the page here, XCOM 2 has 600,000.
Okay, so I was right originally then.
Tomb Raider has 323.
Yeah, so significantly less on Street Fighter V, which is, again, not super surprising. It is a fighting game, not a huge market share, but, man, 100,000 copies is not a lot to push.
See, and I'm wondering here, it says the Steam Spy page is recently updated, and the ad sold 100,000 in the first week, which is understandable. But I wonder if that counts like other CD keys and stuff like that, like GOG, like we talked about before, and things like that. I mean, they all have to go through Steam, right? So it has to count those.
Yeah, like if it's a Steam key, it goes through Steam. But
gotcha.
But I'm pretty sure. But GOG does not go through Steam because GOG does DRM free. So I'm pretty sure you just download directly. But I'm pretty sure it's not on GOG just because of only games again that are DRM free make it there. Or is that Green Man? I don't remember, but
I think it's Green Man. But I've heard, I think it was on GOG for a while, like $34 a pop, which is a lot cheaper than $60 on Steam.
Yeah, I mean, the best thing about PC, as we talked about last week, is that you can always pick up those gray market keys for significantly less. And again, that's also why reason I see a little bit more hype on PC because I have my PS4 sitting here, but I can always just pick up this PC copy for like $33. I might as well do it. But I didn't do it personally, and I still don't see a reason for me to do so.
This laptop runs on Steam and the good faith of human beings, so there's no way in the world that it would actually work on here.
Yeah, again, we talked about last week, the specs for it are actually pretty significant. So I think that might be a reason why. Again, really to run it at the same settings as your PS4, you need a 960, again, about $180 graphics card. So that's going to be quite the barrier to entry for people trying to play Street Fighter V.
I'd be curious to know, there's obviously no way at all to know, but how much of that was influenced by the negative ratings we've been talking about a lot too on the Steam page.
Yeah, again, actually you should check it out, see how much has gone up. Let's see. Do you think it's gone up? What's your final say? Do you think the Steam rating has gone up?
I don't know. It's probably evened out a little bit. I'm sure that it's still very, very poor, but I don't think it's as bad as it was.
It's actually gone down?
Gone down?
43%. I'm pretty sure it's 47% last week.
Yeah, that sounds right.
So it's even farther down. Wow, 43% of people recommend Street Fighter V for PC.
This is why I'm not a betting man, Chris.
That's nuts. 43%. Still, this is a week and a half out of release, dude. I think the PC update with the X input though is going to help a lot, or the direct input instead of the X input. Because if you still have a PS3 fighting stick, you still can't use it.
Yeah, that definitely does put a damper on it too.
Yeah.
Hey, just real quick side question: have you heard about any PS4 hitboxes being released? Does that exist at all?
Like the hitbox.
Yeah, hitbox. Where you tap the keys to move around?
Well, the thing is, they do have the Brooks converter, so I don't think I've heard of a PS4 hitbox.
I mean, I'm sure they exist and you could make one. I was just curious because, really,
they do have them. PS4 hitbox, but it's sold out.
Arcade stick and hitbox. That's really your 3 options for the game.
Yeah, it is out, but it is sold out.
Oh, it's kind of cool. I was just curious because I know that from what I've heard, keyboard to hitbox translates the best.
Oh yeah,
it's the exact same thing. You're just tapping the movement keys instead of actually doing a joystick.
Yeah, hitboxes are so cool. I feel like it's the best way to play, but Jesus Christ, I don't think I could ever get myself to play that thing.
Why not? I mean,
it looks so weird.
You probably just have to get used to it. I've heard that a lot of MK players like it because you only need down and forward and stuff like that to do inputs.
Oh yeah, because you can just input like fireballs with just pressing 2 buttons.
Yeah. Really neither here nor there, but I was just curious.
Yeah, no, they have, they have the PS4 hitbox and an Xbox One hitbox for all you KI fans. Currently sold out. We'll be organizing pre-orders for the next round soon. Man, they're out of Xbox One hitboxes too. That's crazy.
You know,
Who even plays
well,
an Xbox One?
I'm sure that it's fewer have been made, obviously, supply and demand. But I've noticed a lot of arcade sticks have been sold out recently. Like I just recently bought a Hori, and it was like a couple days of refreshing until I finally had it back in stock for me to buy.
Mm-hmm. And they have a sick fight stick too. I love that thing.
Shoutouts to the second generation Hori Rap 4.
It might be the third. I don't even know.
It might be. I don't.
Because I
just
saw
bought it.
Chad. Because Chad's stick is like red and it's a wrap, and then also Kyle's
No,
stick is black
that's
as a wrap.
the Rap 5. The
The-
one with the red around the rings.
No. It's like
Oh.
a red board. It looks like a TE. It looks like a regular TE, like the original, kind
Fun
of.
fact: we were talking about delay last week. We were talking about
Yeah,
how
yeah.
the Hori Rep 4 is like a way higher milliseconds. Gets fixed with the new generation. They reduce the input lag.
Oh, see, you're always up there, dude. You always find the right products.
I just am lucky as hell. That's all it is.
you pulled a Kyle Brockman, dude.
That's a rare feat.
Yeah. So I think for the last topic of the day, you can go and move on into it. I mean, the people talked about in this game that.
There's one more that I want to talk about after
Oh,
this.
okay.
Go for it. No, it's fine. Go for it.
But I mean, people talked about how Street Fighter 4 had a ton of OSs, and that oh hey, like you're not gonna have crouch jab option select or crouch tech option select, but literally in the first week, PR Balrog found a stand or a crouching or standing jab option select with the throw. You just simply here's a recreation of it for all you at home. See, here's a fight stick, late. So
okay.
So you just take your jab button, right? Press your jab button. Now,
Shout out to audio listeners.
and then right, you press the kick button right after it in a plink motion, and that's it. That's it. Like it's literally as easy as crouch teching was in Street Fighter 4.
That's really it. That's pretty tight, actually.
Yeah, you just press jab and then you plink the light kick with
Yeah.
it, and so
You need to stop doing that. That's way
Nope.
overpowering your audio. Okay, that's fine.
nope. But
All right. But what's interesting to me is that people actually thought this kind of stuff wasn't going to be in the game.
yeah,
I knew it was just a matter of time. I mean, even like as soon as someone's like, "Oh, you can do V reversal or throw options."
yeah, like 3V reversal or throw. That's like more overpowered. It's like if Akuma in Street Fighter 4 is like, well, if you press a button, I teleport, and if you don't press the button, I crouch tech. It's like, what? That doesn't make any sense.
That the reason it's so strong for those of you who are listening to this and somehow don't know how Street Fighter V works is because V reversal is the way to get out of like actual block string pressure, and throwing is pretty much the only other option. But recently, I've noticed that like Zangief, M Bison, a couple other people can combo into different like their CAs after a V reversal.
Yeah,
And so I would not be surprised at all if a professional player does that and then combos into CA and comes back in a situation that looks very dire.
yeah, and especially with how much damage critical hearts do in this game. Again, this game is really low damage unless you have very certain setups or with meters. So again, critical hearts do a ton of
Very true.
damage. Critical hearts do a ton of damage in comparison to most combos. They really do.
Also, I forgot that V reversals, they take away chip damage too. So if you're going to get chipped out, you can just not have that happen
Also, they reduce your stun meter.
by 20%.
That's nuts. I didn't even know that until I watched Metal Music Man's guidebook. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, no, V reversals in this game are a very underexplored option, and people are finally starting to figure it out, which I think is amazing because I love this game and I love watching tech develop. So
Yeah, I mean, with Nash, I use that V reversal so much. It's so good.
last thing I wanted to talk about, just real quick, is that Daigo has finally entered the stream arena.
Who?
He started
yeah.
streaming the 24th couple days ago, and he had just a veritable hodgepodge of pro players.
Yeah, but
Takedo, Sako, Fudo, Haitani, Hamiko. It's just crazy, and it was 5 hours long or something like that.
yeah, it's like a Topanga TV, but like better.
Yeah. Anyway, it's just crazy because usually Daigo has been known to just like not stream, not do any of that stuff. And I guess maybe either through pressure from Mad or something like that, I guess he finally just decided to take the plunge.
Yeah, I mean, it's super sick, dude. Like, it's like Topanga TV, but you get Daigo, and you get some other, like, Sako. I mean, you don't get to see him a whole lot. Like,
I think one of the best things about this, I'm the voice of the casuals as far as Street Fighter V goes, is this gives players a chance to watch their character played to, quote unquote, the highest potential, Like, obviously, each one of those people plays, I think they play pretty much different characters as far as things go right now. And It'll be good to just kind of have a source where you can just go to, and it's like, oh, just jump to 2 hours in on Daigo's stream. You're gonna see the best, Dhalsim you'll ever see in your life.
Just Taquito.
Shout out to Taquito.
Also, I mean, while we're on that topic, you can just go ahead and talk about people's characters. Like, for example, by the way, Kazunoko, Gamer B, and there's one more that play Nash. I was pretty happy about that.
There's a list. Let me find it, and I'll pull it up, and we can talk about it. But you said that Taquito's playing Dhalsim, but I've seen a lot of replays of him playing Ryu recently, and he's like rank 170 something.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, you can pick up like 18 characters in this game pretty easily.
No, you're only allowed to play one character.
Oh, Infiltration.
Per person.
Infiltration. That was it. Infiltration, Gamer B, and Kazunoko all play Nash.
Dang, that is a lot of people to play Nash.
I mean, I love Nash.
Oh, yeah, we all know you do.
Yeah, Infiltration on Nash. I also have Human Bomb on Nash, but yeah, nothing too crazy. I mean, you see a lot of. Actually, I see a surprising amount of Armika. Like, I know that when you think about what was I thinking, Fudo, you don't think about like Armika, but he's playing Armika. Fudo, I imagine him playing like Ryu, but.
Well, and the thing is, like you said, you can really pick up as many players as you want, and with this game so young, I would not be surprised at all if, especially those Japanese players, are sandbagging for their real mains. Because you're like, oh man, Armika, I got this, easy peasy. And then Fudo's like, just kidding, I play Bison or something stupid.
Dude, Bison I think is a little underexplored. I think he's going to be super good.
All right, I just found the list full of pro players, and it just has everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And, Alex Vai is playing Ryu and Rashid. 801 Strider's playing Laura and Kami, those aggressive characters you're not really surprised about. Dominion plays Nash as well, unsurprising, because he played Guile in 4.
Yeah. And especially all those Guile buttons, that's pretty sick. Filipino champ, what do you know? Dhalsim. Although I know that most of the Dhalsim players do not like Dhalsim in Street Fighter V.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of.
I guess it's because it's just a different style.
I mean, they say he's low tier. I think the only Dhalsim player that says he's high tier is Ultra David.
F Champ also thinks he's high tier again.
Okay.
He's crazy.
His opinions flip flopped a few times, so.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess that's your right when you're that good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh. All right. Sako's playing Kareen, not surprising. Things like that.
Kareen,
anyway.
Karen.
Kareen, that's how they say it. Kareen.
It's Kareen.
Kensuke.
What? I thought it was Kareen. Like with like a hard caw.
I don't know. Why are we discussing this?
Why
Do you have anything else important to talk about?
No, I just wanted to brag about how all the good players play Nash.
All the good players play Nash. You heard it here first, guys. Frametrap Fridays, Nash, secretly top tier.
I don't think it's a secret.
Oh man.
Nash I think he really is top 5 though. I don't know about like top 2, but I know he's definitely in the top third of the cast.
Yeah, I was gonna say top 5 sound like we're used to Street Fighter 4, where top 5 is a very, very good character, but here in Street Fighter 5, that really just means top 33%. Yeah.
Oh no, he's top 3. Well, he's still top 20%. That's nothing insane.
Tied for 5th.
Tied for 5th. The Zangief, Seth, and Ibuki. Tied for 5th. No, that's not how that works. Tied for 5th.
I think one of the most surprising things, just on the topic of streams and professional players, is they consistently have crazy win streaks. And it's just like Daigo, he has like 30, 40 consistently, and even Snake Eyes on Wednesday Night Fights had like a 40 win streak and then went on to win it,
Yeah.
So some people just seem to have such a great grasp on the game already, and it'll be interesting to see kind of how all that changes.
Mm-hmm. On my stream the other night, man, I had like a 25 win streak, except for one game I lost because of a laggy Bison. But it was like, man, it's like, when did you start winning this game?
Should have rage quit, dude.
Yeah, I probably should have rage quit. Dude, like, he was lagging. Like, you could watch the stream VOD, dude. The guy was just like teleporting, like just by walking. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do? But yeah.
So not only are you plugging your stream, you're plugging your stream amongst the ranks of Taquito and Snake Eyes. That's
because I play Nash. I play Nash. I don't know if you knew, but I play Nash, dude. How you feel about Laura? Still liking her?
Oh my god, it's gonna be such an uphill battle, and I'm gonna play her. Obviously, I love her to death, but zoning characters just make me want to die.
Yeah.
But that is the archetype of fighting game characters. Is you've got the rushdown characters, and the zoning characters are kind of designed to make sure you can't do what you want to do.
That's what I did to Chad last night. Woo!
Yep. Shout outs to Chad.
Nah, dude, he beat me up if it was close. Anyway, you have anything else to cover for tonight?
No.
I like how you lag as soon as you say that. You are
I think we can show today.
You are froze-a-rooney, dude.
You were frozen for a minute, so am I good again?
Yeah, you're good.
Well, I guess that's the time to freeze, is it?
Nope, he's gone again. Get wrecked, Mason. Now you're just frozen for the sake of being frozen yourself. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching Frametrap Fridays, Episode 3, Quit-tastrophe. Mason's not actually frozen, he's just being a doofus. And
I rage quit. Skype. That's what happened.
And we'll go and see you next week at Friday, hopefully about 5 o'clock. We usually try to stream around there, but as always, guys, thank you all for watching. Mason, anything else? Any other final words?
Shout out to Josh Riles. Thanks for watching, guys.
Until then.